Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Skill It with Djay. Today, we're diving into a skill that's at the core of engineering success: critical thinking and problem solving. Here's something to think about: how often do we as engineers face challenges where technical skills alone don't give us the answer? It's in those moments that critical thinking becomes the real game changer.
Absolutely, Jay. And here's a stat to get us started. 82% of engineering leaders say critical thinking is the single most important skill for career growth. That's from a report by the National Academy of Engineering, so it's pretty definitive. Problem solving is a skill engineers can't afford to ignore.
And it makes you think what sets apart good problem solvers from great ones. Today, we'll break that down into practical steps, all backed by research. We'll cover the core skills like systems thinking and data analysis, and look at real-world examples, like Boeing's 777 development and NASA's Mars rover mission, where critical thinking made the difference.
Yes, and these aren't just theoretical ideas. They're frameworks like the ideal model, which guides engineers through the full process from identifying problems to evaluating solutions, and skills like decision-making under uncertainty, which are crucial in fields like aerospace and robotics.
So, if you're ready to boost your problem-solving toolkit and see how these skills can elevate your engineering career, this episode is for you. Let's dive in. All right, let's get into the real problem here. I think it's safe to say that, as engineers, we're taught to handle technical challenges. But when it comes to critical thinking and structured problem solving, there's a gap. Why do you think that is?
Great point, dear Jay. It's actually a huge misconception that technical skills alone are enough for complex problem solving. Many engineers fall into what I call the technical trap, relying so heavily on their expertise that they miss the broader context of the problem.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of engineers listening can relate. In fact, Engineering Management International reports that 91% of engineering failures are due to incomplete problem analysis, rushing into solutions, or inadequate evaluation of the solutions.
Exactly. When we skip steps or rush to solutions, it doesn't just waste time, it costs companies. Companies that don't prioritize critical thinking in their teams see, on average, 31% more budget overruns and 27% more project delays. That's directly from Engineering Management International.
Wow, those numbers really show the impact. And it sounds like the engineers themselves feel the effects too. I mean, these missed opportunities can hold back careers, right?
Absolutely. Engineers who excel at critical thinking and structured problem solving tend to advance much faster. According to Harvard Engineering Review, those with formal problem-solving skills are 3.8 times more likely to be promoted because they bring so much more value to projects.
That's a huge motivator. So we're talking about stalled promotions, missed budget goals, and a lot of rework basically. Engineers without strong problem-solving skills can find themselves stuck. And it seems like the rush to implement is another major issue.
Definitely. Engineers often feel pressured to jump right into solutions, but that's where the failure risk skyrockets. The Society of Manufacturing Engineers found that this rush to implement is behind 43% of engineering failures. Skipping analysis, overlooking stakeholders, or even focusing too narrowly on one solution can all contribute.
All right, so we're seeing a clear pattern. Engineers with strong critical thinking skills avoid these traps, deliver results more reliably, and stand out for advancement. So I think we've shown why these skills matter. But beyond the stats, what makes critical thinking truly essential in engineering?
Great question. Let's break down why it's so important, beyond the obvious. I think this goes deeper into the core of engineering success.
So we've looked at the challenges engineers face without strong problem-solving skills. But let's talk about why critical thinking is so important beyond just avoiding failures. What makes it a must-have skill for engineers?
Great question, Jay. Critical thinking is like the backbone of engineering success. It's what allows engineers to tackle not only immediate technical issues, but also more strategic challenges like optimizing processes and driving innovation. According to a McKinsey Global Institute study, 87% of companies report skill gaps in engineering, and critical thinking ranks as one of the top skills needed in the future workforce.
That's fascinating. So it's not just about solving problems, it's about becoming indispensable. And I imagine it has a big impact on productivity too, right?
Absolutely. Engineering teams with strong problem-solving skills are shown to be 40% more productive. And here's why that matters. Engineers who can think critically aren't just solving problems, they're actually preventing future issues and continuously improving processes. This proactive approach is what employers value.
That makes a lot of sense. And I'm sure that kind of skill set is a huge factor for career advancement, too. I came across a stat from the Harvard Engineering Review that said engineers with critical thinking training solve complex problems 42% faster. So that would put them in a great position for leadership roles, wouldn't it?
Definitely. Engineers who excel in critical thinking are much more likely to move into leadership because they're not only effective in their roles, but they're also able to guide their teams through complex challenges. And it's not just about problem solving, it's about making evidence-based decisions, analyzing data effectively, and leading teams toward innovative solutions.
So really, critical thinking is what sets engineers up to be not just good problem solvers, but great leaders and innovators. And it impacts more than just productivity. It shapes the entire work environment, creating a culture of continuous learning and improvement.
Exactly. Engineering firms that foster a problem-solving culture see 23% higher innovation rates and greater job satisfaction among employees, according to McKinsey. When everyone on the team values critical thinking, it elevates the quality of the work and brings out the best in each team member.
Wow, that really drives it home. Critical thinking isn't just a skill, it's a mindset that leads to career growth, stronger teams, and more innovative projects. All right, I think we've made the case for why it's essential. Ready to dive into some strategies our listeners can start using today?
Absolutely. Let's get into it.
All right, so we've laid out the case for why critical thinking is crucial in engineering. Now let's talk about how to actually build those skills. What are some actionable strategies engineers can start using today?
Let's start with the ideal model. It's a structured approach to problem solving that's widely recommended. It stands for identify, define, explore, act, and look back. It helps engineers not only tackle immediate issues, but also learn from each project. Research shows that teams using the ideal framework complete projects 30% faster and with 47% fewer errors.
That's a solid framework. I like how it includes a look-back step. So many engineers skip the reflection phase, but that's where you get insights that can improve future projects. Can you give us an example of this in action?
Sure, take the Mars rover mission by NASA. They used systematic problem solving to plan for every potential failure. With ideal-like methods, they achieved 95% of their mission objectives in harsh environments by breaking down challenges and acting based on scenario planning.
Now that's impressive, and I can see how that reflection step would have been critical for a project like that. What about tools for everyday problem solving? Anything specific engineers can use right now?
Definitely. Engineers can benefit from root cause analysis, getting to the source of a problem instead of just treating symptoms. Tools like the 5 whys are simple but effective. This method was famously used in the Toyota production system to reduce manufacturing issues by 65%.
Yes, I've heard of the 5 whys. It's so straightforward but really digs deep. I think a lot of engineers tend to jump into solutions, and asking why forces you to understand the problem fully before moving forward.
Exactly, Jay. Another big one is data analysis. Engineers who can analyze data systematically have a big advantage in making evidence-based decisions. For example, at Tesla's Gigafactory, engineers used data-driven analysis to optimize production, which led to a 57% increase in efficiency.
Wow, that's a huge boost. And it's amazing how these techniques aren't just for big projects. Any engineer could apply them, even in smaller tasks. So what about mindset shifts? Any advice on that front?
Good question. One powerful mindset shift is embracing first principles thinking. It's about breaking down complex problems to their fundamental truths. SpaceX, for example, used this to rethink rocket design, leading to their breakthrough with reusable rockets. This approach cut costs by 85% per launch.
That's the kind of innovative thinking we're talking about. So, just to recap, we've got the ideal model, root cause analysis with tools like the 5 whys, data analysis, and a mindset shift toward first principles. These are real strategies engineers can start practicing today to boost their critical thinking skills.
Exactly, and these techniques don't just make you a better problem solver, they make you a stronger engineer overall. The more you apply them, the more natural they become, and the more valuable you become in any team.
Fantastic insights. I hope our listeners are taking notes because these tools can be game changers. Now, let's wrap things up with some closing thoughts and a call to action. So there you have it, a toolkit of strategies to strengthen your problem-solving and critical thinking skills as an engineer. From using the ideal model and 5 whys to data analysis and first principles thinking, these techniques can truly make a difference in your day-to-day work and long-term career growth.
Exactly, Jay. Remember, critical thinking isn't just another skill, it's a mindset. It can open doors to leadership, improve project outcomes, and position you as a go-to problem solver in your field. And like we discussed, companies value these skills immensely.
And for those listening, don't just take our word for it. Try applying one of these strategies on your next project or in your current role and see the impact. Take that extra step to identify the root cause or break down a complex problem from first principles. These small changes can lead to big improvements.
Absolutely. And remember, critical thinking is a journey. Each project, each problem is an opportunity to get better. Keep practicing, keep learning, and watch how it transforms not just your work, but your career.
Well said. And if you found today's episode helpful, make sure to subscribe and share it with friends, colleagues, or anyone who's looking to level up their engineering skills. And join us next time as we dive into another crucial skill for engineers: leadership in engineering, leading beyond the job description. You won't want to miss it.
Thanks for having me, Jay. It's been great sharing insights, and I look forward to seeing more engineers mastering these skills.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks to everyone tuning in. Until next time, stay curious, keep solving, and remember there's always a better way forward.